get easy points in transition off of takeaways was the biggest difference in the game.
It feels like something is clicking in a way that I don't know that we thought was going to happen, which is that LeBron is becoming that defender, that glue guy, so to speak, which is a weird thing for a guy that some think is the greatest player of all time, others think is the second greatest player of all time. But either way, he's in the top 5 any way you look at it. And now LeBron was a defender last night, and he discussed how they made things difficult for Kevin Durant.
Try to show him different looks throughout the game. I mean, he's one of the greatest players we've ever seen play. Obviously, so just got to try to show him different looks, try to keep him off balance, and when he shoots, hope he miss. He don't miss many shots. I thought we did a good job of having a game plan, but also just switching up our pitches. Can't show a great like that too many of the same coverages throughout the whole game. He'll get a feel for it, so did a good job of just kind of switching up the pitches.
So I'm driving in this morning, and I'm listening to SportsCenter all night here on ESPN Radio, as I always do, and you do, and I know everybody does. It's an awesome show. And I heard that cut. And I thought to myself, is he their defensive coordinator now? Because that's what he sounds like, and that is a great sign. When you're talking about, hey, we got to switch our pitches on Kevin Durant, he's kind of talking the right way at this point with this team, with this role. I would feel really good about this if I'm a Lakers fan. I know Charles Barkley does not want us to do this. I'm not going to the place of them being contenders. What I am going to tell you is that's a guy that has figured out a role now.
So hold on. You say you don't want to jump out of the window and dub the Lakers contenders. You can't see a path for the Lakers to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Well, last night was a double whammy for them, because I think that's the team they need to play in the first round. You and I differ on this. You think Minnesota is going to be a struggle. So do I. You don't think Denver would be as much of a struggle.
Well, why don't you think the Lakers can play the Houston Rockets if they're in the 3 seed in the Western Conference?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if the Lakers are the 3 seed, last night's a double whammy because you need the Rockets to move down.
Yeah, and only a half game separated the two going into last night's game. But guess what? We play them again on Wednesday night, so we can continue to knock them down.
All right, that's my point.
Yeah, so if we play the Rockets, a team that has a lot of good players, but nobody to really orchestrate the offense. They're clearly missing Fred VanVleet. They don't have that point guard element. As good as Reed Shepherd played, he's not Fred VanVleet in terms of being able to get the ball to guys in their spots consistently, especially in critical moments in the game. So they are clearly a deficient team. So if you get the Rockets as the draw in the first round, and then you get an inexperienced San Antonio Spurs team in the second round, yeah, I could absolutely see a path to the Lakers getting to the conference finals. And if you can see a path for them being in the Final Four, how the hell can you avoid calling them title contenders?
Because I don't know that they would beat the Spurs. That's where we differ. But I understand, like, that path is way more logical for me than the hypothetical.
We don't know what
Denver
Wemby and Steph Castle and all of those guys are going to be in the postseason. We don't know what they're going to be. We have no idea, no clue. Dylan Harper, we have no clue. Carter Bryant, we have no clue, right? They do have some playoff experience on the roster. You do have De'Aaron Fox, but
Harrison Barnes off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't have guys that have gone on extensive, deep playoff runs, especially when you start looking at the top 6, top 7 guys in their rotation. So yeah, I understand that San Antonio looks the part when it comes to being a title contender. They've got the head-to-head record against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which feels like the bar to clear, not just in the conference, but in the entire league.
No doubt.
But experience matters, and the Lakers have a ton of it. So, yeah, I'm not going to dismiss their chances at being able to get to the Western Conference Finals, especially based on the way that they're playing right now and based on what we saw last night.
All right, the other side of this may be the juicier part of this right now, because Kevin Durant said something post-game. Now, just to be clear, Kevin Durant last night had 18 points, 16 of them in the first half of this game. So he had 2 in the second half. He had 7 turnovers of the 24 for the Rockets, and he put that loss on himself.
Maybe I got to just get out the way, get in the corner, space the floor out for other guys. And I think just that when I get the ball against certain teams, they just going to settle out and just say, we're just going to double and play a little zone behind it and see what happens. And if we give open shots, that's cool. But maybe I just need to get out the way, be honest, set screens, be ready to catch and shoot, just space the floor out for my teammates. It's been happening throughout the season, but I'm starting to figure out, I think I just need to get out the way and let other guys dribble the ball. I just feel like we didn't make shots. I mean, we 5 for 26 from the 3, and that usually helps when team of W. I had core, you swing, make threes, but I missed 2 wide open threes when we were up to 1 point. I could have pushed us up 4. I just feel like I lost the game for us tonight. That simple. I mean, my teammates could. I mean, of course, we probably can make more threes, but it's on me.
What? If he wants to get out of the way, then he should have gone to the Warriors when he had the opportunity to go to the Warriors.
I feel like we've said that till we're blue in the face. We have to let that go.
No, I mean the second time. I mean last year.
Yes.
Or the third time in the
At this point, it's an evergreen statement.
I mean, you can't. No, you don't sign up to go to the Houston Rockets if you're Kevin Durant to get out of the way. At what point are you talking about being in the dunker spot?
In defense of Kevin Durant, this would look completely different if Fred VanVleet was here.
Of course.
It would look completely different. A championship pedigree, somebody that is a professional point guard, it would look different. Right now, it's just a hodgepodge. Reed Sheppard played about as well as you could expect a guy in that spot could play, because that was playoff basketball that we saw last night. He didn't shoot it particularly well, but I did think that Reed Sheppard did a good job of playmaking. A couple of times he drove in the middle of the paint and finished with a dunk. So you don't expect Reed Sheppard to dunk. He did that a couple of times in last. But I would say this. Kevin Durant can't get to where he wants to go with this team as constituted. The only hope for the Rockets to contend at a championship level is to try to get to next season in hopes that Fred VanVleet is healthy. Because this year, it ain't going to happen. No. Not in the Western Conference. And I think he sees the writing on the wall, right? Like last night was a historic matchup. You had LeBron and KD going at it. It's the first time in NBA history you had 2 players that combined for over 75,000 career points facing off against each other. You had that last night, and I think he realized that in that particular matchup, LeBron is the 3rd option on the LA Lakers, and he's the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd option for his team. And that's not going to fly when it comes to being able to contend in this deep conference that has so many title contending teams.
You hear those comments, and you think about Kevin Durant's career, okay? He's been on Seattle/Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
He was on the Warriors. He was on the Nets. He was on the Suns, now on the Rockets. That's 5 teams. We'll consider Seattle/Oklahoma City 1, although I guess in a few years that's now 2, right, when they come back. But 5 teams. Is it on the table he plays for a 6th team in his career?
I don't think so. I really like Houston's team. Don't get me wrong.
Does he, though?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's just it's a sobering thought to realize that you don't have a shot. If you can't beat the Lakers on your home court in those circumstances, and if you saw the way that game played out, they had a ton of urgency, the Rockets being in that matchup. Like they played the first half like their lives depended on it. But when it got into the second half, when the game got a little tighter, when we started getting into clutch time, guess what happened? They couldn't get good shots. The team shot under 20%.